Today I have the all-new 2025 Subaru Forester. This one's going to be hitting lots here this year very soon. And today I want to talk about the new features on this car as well as some hidden Easter eggs. So Subaru has hidden some design elements throughout the car for people to find, and we're going to point those out in today's video. If you guys are new to my channel, my name is Alex. I like to share weekly videos all on Subarus. So if you think you might enjoy those kinds of videos, consider clicking that subscribe button down below. And as always, if you guys have questions on any of these cars as well as trim level specific questions, leave those down below. I'll be happy to answer those for you. The size of the 2025 remains virtually unchanged when you compare it to the outgoing 2024 model year, but the interior and exterior design has been completely redesigned. We're going to go over some of that here in just a moment. One of the main focuses with this new generation Subaru Forester is making a quieter, more comfortable ride, making it more aerodynamic and overall a better riding vehicle. So we're going to touch on some of those details that maybe you didn't know existed on this new Forester. It's hard to capture an accurate color on this new Forester, but this is a new color. They call it River Rock Pearl, and it's kind of like the cool gray khaki that we saw in the previous Crosstrek, but it doesn't have the blue undertones in it. At least it doesn't appear to have it in this lighting. It does, however, have metallic flakes. So unlike that cool gray khaki that doesn't have metallic, this actually has a metallic flake. I'll show it up close here for you guys to see. Overall, a really nice color, and from what I can tell on Subaru's color sheet, this appears it's going to be on all trim levels except for the base trim. Speaking of colors, this is the all-new 2025 Subaru Forester in the Sport trim level. Now, if you've seen the Sport or if you're familiar with it in the past, it had the black alloy wheels. Now they have replaced the black alloy wheels with the bronze color wheels. And for the accent pieces on the previous generation Sport, we saw that red accent pieces were throughout. Now we have the bronze. So we have the bronze accent pieces up front, carried over to the side of the doors here, and on the inside we have the bronze elements carried throughout on the door, on the dash up here. They also redesigned this dash, and even on the stitching of the seats. Now you'll notice this doesn't have cloth interior. The previous gen Sport had cloth interior. This now has that StarTex interior. It's meant to look and feel like leather, but it's very durable and it's water repellent. So if you get it dirty, it's easy to keep clean. I mentioned at the beginning of this video that Subaru redesigned this Forester with comfort in mind, and one area that they did that was in the suspension. So they completely redid the suspension, and on the Sport trim level it gets Sport Tune suspension. And on the inside, the steering has also been revamped. So they took the electronic dual pinion power steering system that is out of the WRX and in the new 2024 Crosstrek, and they moved it over to the Forester. This new steering system is much more responsive and has a much more natural feel of driving. And since we're already up here by the windshield, I'm going to show you guys the inside, our first Easter egg that Subaru has hidden here for us. It appears it is a hummingbird. So they have one here on the inside of the windshield, one on the inside of your moonroof, and also there are two on either side of the rear glass. We have the same 2.5 liter naturally aspirated boxer 4-cylinder engine that we're used to seeing in Subaru. They have said they are coming out with a hybrid for this generation. No word on exactly when that will be, whether it'll be this model year or a future one, but that is some exciting news. And they did update the starter motor in this new generation. So they have a higher output starter motor to reduce vibrations and noise upon that restart that happens when your auto start stop is going. The new Forester also has these wheel arch cutouts that we've seen in the WRX. It's not there just for aesthetic characteristics. This actually has a functional purpose. So when wind and air gets trapped inside your wheel arch, this helps release that air and push it down the side of the car. This increases stability and reduces road noise. We saw some major design changes up front. They carried that throughout to the rear. They now have the Forester name engraved into the rear deck lid, and they have a really cool hands-free option to open your power lift gate. So they now have a kick activated rear lift gate. So for those trim levels that have the power lift gate, you would simply walk up, even if your hands are full, and you would swipe your leg right here, and that power lift gate would open up just like this. Now, I can't show it in a perfect demonstration right now because I don't have the key fob, but that's how you would use that. You have to have your key fob to be able to open that lift gate. We also have quite a few hidden Easter eggs back here in the cargo area. So starting out on the door trim, as soon as you open the hatch, you'll see a mountain range. On the right side, hidden in here, you will see a telescope. On the left side, you'll see a lantern. And then up on the inside of the hatch, you will see a compass near the Subaru design. Something important to note on this kick activated feature for your power lift gate: if you get a trailer hitch installed on your new Forester, you won't be able to use the kick activated feature. You'll still be able to use the button on the door, the button on your key fob, and the button on the inside to open and close it though. All of the 2025 Subaru Foresters are going to have these raised roof rails except for the Sport and the Touring trim level. The Sport and the Touring trim get these lower profile, sleeker looking roof rails. So Subaru has completely redesigned the interior, not just with the shapes of the seats, but also the functionality. We're gonna go over that in detail, but before we get to that, I wanna show you guys some more interior Easter eggs. So as soon as you open up your driver door or your passenger door, you're going to see down here by this door card panel or the cup holders, on the driver door, you're going to see hiking boot prints, and on the rear passenger door, you're going to see the dog prints. They also incorporated some Subaru stars into the step panel. This step panel, if you're unfamiliar with it, is actually used to be able to get onto the roof of your car if you're loading kayaks or bikes. These seat cushions have been redesigned. They are more comfortable, so how they are bolstered is a lot more comfortable, and something that is important to make a distinction of is how they are bracketed to the car. So these are mounted directly to the chassis compared to the previous generation that is actually bracketed. So what is the difference between this and that? Well, whenever you're driving a car, you have body roll, and any movement that is experienced by the car is a lot of times transferred over to the occupants or people who are sitting in the car. The way this is designed now, directly to the chassis, is supposed to reduce those effects, so that motion effect you won't feel quite as much in the new 2025 Subaru Forester. They also added new adhesives in the headliner to help reduce road noise, so the cabin is much quieter. And you'll probably notice that this has a black headliner. So unlike the previous generation that has that lighter gray or almost white color headliner, this has black, so it's gonna be a lot easier to keep clean. If you are loading things inside the car, you don't have to worry so much about getting dirt on this. Here's what the previous generation Subaru Forester touchscreen display looked like, and now here is what the 2025 Subaru Forester touchscreen looks like. It has the 11.6-inch touchscreen display now with wireless Apple CarPlay and Android Auto. Sadly, I know there are people who are going to be upset about this, but there are no physical dials to adjust your climate. You do still have these temperature controls here, but all the rest is going to be digital, like we've seen in every other Subaru model now. And for some trim levels, you get a wireless charging pad, and all of them, even if there's not a wireless charging pad here, it's going to have more front storage for your phone or anything else that you want to keep here. The cup holders have been redesigned. They are now diagonal. Your 12-volt power was moved right here instead of inside the armrest to give you more room inside the center armrest. This new touchscreen display will now have a 360 surround view camera. This is a bird's eye view to help when parking. And this is done with 4 cameras. So there's a camera up on the grille, and there are cameras on either side of the side mirrors and one on your rear view hatch. The Forester Sport now gets the StarTex interior, and with the Forester Touring trim level, we have the optional brown and the standard suede side bolsters for additional grip. So you're gonna have that suede on the side bolsters of the seat, as well as up here on the door cards. We also, for the first time ever, get the air-conditioned ventilated seats on the Touring trim level. Another new feature that we saw previously on both the Outback and the Ascent Touring is a smart digital rear view mirror. So this digital rear view mirror doubles as a digital camera that is mounted on the rear to help you be able to see out of your back window whenever you have the rear loaded up with passengers or cargo. So the way this would work is you would flip this little tab up, it turns into a digital camera, and you'll be able to see out of your back window if you need to merge or if you're trying to park or hauling a trailer. Another update on these seats is with the interior side bolsters. So whenever you're reaching in the back, sometimes it's hard to get in the back to grab bags or to tend to children, and with these new side bolster designs, it makes it a lot easier to reach into the back. Overall, I'm really excited for the 2025 Forester to start arriving at the dealership. I hope you guys enjoyed those Easter eggs that I shared with you today. And as always, if you have any questions, be sure to leave those down below. If you found value in this video, please remember to click the like button. That helps me out a lot and I'd really appreciate it. I hope you guys have a great day and I will see you in the next one.